Mama's in Control, episode 336. All right, ladies, another day, another podcast. And today I have a really good one for you. And it's going to be on the topic of luxury versus overconsumption. And this was brought up in a conversation yesterday. I was on a call with a business group that I joined. So it's a mastermind that I'm a part of because I'm a huge advocate of, chronically reinvesting in yourself and mentorship, and I'm always doing that. So how can I become a better version of myself so that I can give back to not only my clients, but my children and just keep elevating my life? And one of my fellow colleagues on the call was talking about luxury versus overconsumption because we were talking about owning a profitable business. And I'm a huge advocate of this because there's a whole bunch of bullshit out there of do this, do this, do this, do this. And then all of a sudden you're like, okay, well, when is it okay to put something on my credit card temporarily when you know there's going to be an ROI, right? Maybe you don't actually have the physical cash for something, but when does it become too much? When do you pay a high ticket price for something? And when do you just realize that you are over consuming? And this conversation really turned, of course, my brain got into how we do this in life and in parenting and in business. But I feel like there's so much more behind this of luxury versus overconsumption. So before I dive into today's episode, I want to remind you tomorrow, Friday, January 18th, I'm going to be doing a live Q&A on my mastery coaching program. So a lot of you, have been interested in working with me or curious about what I do, but you're not really sure of is this for me? Is it not for me? So head on over to my website at heatherchauvin.com. At the top, you're going to see a black line that says coaching information session. Click there and you can register, or you can go directly to the link, which is heatherchauvin.com/mastery 19. So this calls for you if you've been considering working with me and you like to know more about my coaching process. I'm going to answer your questions live. So if you can be there live, it's at 2 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Questions like, is this a right fit for me and my family, my children, both my personal and professional goals? Can I afford this? How do I get my husband or partner on board to create these changes? What if I fail? What if it's not a right fit? And what if it doesn't work? Many other questions that I can answer for you. But that said, even if you don't know if I'm a right fit for you, but you've been seeking support, I'm hoping that you gain some value from this conversation. I'll talk about, how I can best serve you, but also maybe how to get the best support that you're looking for, because it just might be that, the support that you're looking for is something that I can't offer. And I'm a huge advocate in helping women and families get the support that they need. So definitely bring your questions to that call, or email them to support@heatherchauvin.com and we will answer and make sure you get the right support that you're looking for. So again, just check that out on my site at heatherchauvin.com. Okay, luxury versus overconsumption. Now, everything that we do in life it's driven by emotion, regardless. You see something, you're at the grocery. Have you ever gone, let's put it this way. Have you ever gone to the grocery store hungry? You buy more, right? Because your emotional need at that point is hunger. You're starving. Your bodily functions are give me food, give me food. If you're having certain cravings, you're going to buy certain crap at the grocery store. So my point is, everything that we do is from an emotional need. So when you think of parenting, sometimes you're over consuming or you're purchasing things or doing things for your children from a place of fear or guilt, right? So sometimes you're like, I need to go here, I need to go here, I need to go here, or do this, or have this service, or this toy, or whatever, from a place of fear of if I don't do this, my child is going to be an epic failure. They're going to live in my basement forever. They're going to become a drug addict. I'm not kidding, guys. We do this. This is psychology. A lot of women carry tremendous amounts of guilt. So the marketing industry and the parenting world has marketed towards this. Just walk into, any toy store, right? And it's like your kid walks in and they're like, oh my gosh, like how are you going to walk out of that store without buying them anything? You need to have a lot of strength to do that. Because then the child has a tantrum and then you're embarrassed and then you're like, oh my God, I'm just going to buy this for you to shut you up. So my point is, we are driven by emotion. When you do not have a high emotional intelligence and you are living your life by default, meaning you're just putting fires out all day, you're just, okay, I got to do this, now I got to do this, now I got to do this, and you feel like your day is being hijacked by other people and you don't feel emotionally in control of your day or energetically in control of your day. I'm recording this podcast. Someone could simply knock on my door right now and interrupt me. Or I could create a boundary, put a sign on my door and say, please do not interrupt, recording podcast. I can create these energetic boundaries. And that's just one simple example of how we can create these boundaries in our lives to create our life in alignment with how we want to feel. And yes, I understand this is a foreign concept to many people, but that's okay. You get there. Progress, not perfection. So my point is this luxury versus overconsumption. It was such a beautiful topic. And I was like, yes, yes, yes. Because as mostly women, I'm sure men definitely have this too, but we have this like all or nothing mindset, right? I can either afford it or I can't afford it. But if your value is quality, which is something that I value, I'm a minimalist. I'm a simple person, not like extreme minimalism, but I'm simple. I consume a lot less than the average individual, and I don't just mean monetary things. I mean information, clothes. Like I'm like the capsule wardrobe type. If I buy, a nice pair of shoes, it's like a good quality pair of shoe, and I'll probably wear it every day. And, you'll see me be like, wow, is she wearing the same coat and shoes? Probably. I'll definitely switch out the undies and maybe, my shirt. But it's like you find what you like and I might buy a few pairs of it. The point is, I love quality. And the reason why I love quality is because it's like cut to the chase, get rid of all the bullshit. Like, our planet is dying. I don't want to put more stuff in the landfill. Let's just make good quality stuff in the world and get rid of the yuck, right? But she was talking about this overconsumption and how we feel we need more in our lives. And sometimes we do this in our business. Oh, I need more, I need more, I need more, I need more coaches, I need more software, I need more people on my team. When the truth is, maybe you're just not utilizing the resources that you already have. Sometimes I see this with my clients, right? It's like too good to be true. I'm like, if you apply the tools and strategies that I've taught you and run through the discomfort of this process, you will see the results that you desire. But if you have a belief that your life needs to be hard, things need to be complicated, more, then you're going to attract that in your life. So she was talking about luxury versus overconsumption. And she was saying how just because you make more money, just because your business is profitable, doesn't mean you need to overconsume. And so you should go, even though you can afford things, you should go through your bank statements and say, do I need this $3 a month monthly subscription on this random app that I don't even use anymore? And I was like, yes, please. Let's get rid of that crap. So she's like, let's do the Marie Kondo. Someone else made a comment about like, I Marie Kondoed everything that was on my visa. And Marie Kondo, I talked about her a few podcasts ago, but that's the woman who wrote the book, The Japanese Art of Cleaning Up. She said, does everything spark joy? Is there an ROI that you are receiving from that product or service? Just because you're spending a lot of money on something, are you getting the value that you are invested in that product or service? And also, I see some people over-consuming, right? Think about food. Overconsumption. I mean, the culture that we live in, you can literally get in your car and say, I'm thirsty, and pull over on the side of the road and get anything that you want to drink. Most likely is going to be riddled with sugar. Oh, I'm hungry. Cross the street, go somewhere else. Like, it's ridiculous, the overconsumption that we accumulate. In places that I've traveled during my life, I remember going to places where overconsumption wasn't a value. It just wasn't a thing. And it wasn't because, the people couldn't afford it. It was just not in alignment with their culture. And you had to actively, consciously think and be intentional about it. So I always find it interesting that people who are quote unquote making all this money, right? You see their Instagram posts, making all this money, doing these things, traveling the world, and to be honest, are on some of the most beautiful beaches in the entire world. But the culture is not an overconsumption culture. So it's quality, right? It's quality versus quantity. So just because you can afford more doesn't mean you should consume more. And that is actually part of the process of having profit in your life. So when she was talking about this, it was coming from the aspect of money, right? Profit in your business, AKA having more money left over at the end of the day, which is why everybody goes into business, but that's not what they practice. But on the other side of it, like energetic profit, right? Like to be able to go to bed at night and be like, I'm not dropping on my bed because I'm exhausted. I'm dropping on my bed because I'm like ready for bed, but yet I have so much energy left inside of me. Like I want you to have energetic profit in your life. I want you to have emotional profit in your life so that you're not emotionally drained all the time. So luxury versus overconsumption. Realizing for me personally, not everyone is going to be in alignment with my values and belief systems, but me, high quality value equals high ROI. Not everyone is going to provide high quality value in your life. So you have to ask yourself, does this investment spark joy? Does it serve me anymore? And if it doesn't serve you, then let it go. Cut off the subscription, distance yourself from that person. Ask yourself, even like the food that you put in your mouth. This week, I've been doing really good with my food, and I've talked about that on previous podcasts. But, my intention and goal right now is to just get in the habit of putting great quality foods in my mouth, and quality versus quantity. There's no restriction. There's no scaling. There's no, it will evolve as time goes on, but I have energetic profit at the end of the day, because I'm fueling my body with quality stuff, and it's not overconsumption of shit because I'm living in survival mode going, oh, I'm thirsty. Oh, I need another coffee. Oh shit, I'm starving. So I'm pulling over the side of the road to get some French fries. No, I'm being intentional with what I'm putting into my body, and therefore doing the work that I need to do, creating a strategy, following through with the strategy, and having energetic profit at the end of the day. This also goes back to time, energetic time management. A lot of people come to me and say, I don't have enough time. I don't have the space in my life, Heather, to get things done. But what is this luxury versus overconsumption? Overconsumption to me with time is like the busy work, the addiction, the cultural addiction to busy. You're over-consuming in children's activities. You're over-consuming in people-pleasing strategies, right? Like, oh, I got to do that because the person asked me. Does it spark joy? Is it in alignment? So when you start to pare these things down and you have time profit, you're like, oh, I'm starting to feel in alignment in my life. So luxury, we can change the word luxury to quality. So quality versus overconsumption, or quality versus quantity. The point is, and hopefully you got this message today, I want you to just see, like, am I just consuming, like overconsumption? Or the way that I'm investing my time and investing my energy and investing my money, whether it's personal or professional, are you getting an ROI for the resource that you are putting out? That's what I got for you today. yeah, if you are interested in mastery coaching with me in 2019, we have lots of good things coming up. Like I said, check that out at heatherchauvin.com. Follow me on Instagram, like my Facebook page, do all of those things, or just be you. Either way, we'll chat tomorrow.